So, Shab here back with you, man. I just figured I'd share with you guys. Today I have been smoke free, cigarette smoke free. I don't really do anything else, but cigarette smoke free now for about 12 years. So, I just want to let you guys know kind of how I did it. It took me 3 times to quit smoking. To completely not smoke or cheat or I quit smoking once for like 3 months and then started back up and quit another time for like a week, which seems tried the whole, I'll go from smoking to this, like full flavored cigarette to light cigarettes, which doesn't work, So I just want to let you guys know how I did it, what was best for me, and seems to be best for some of the people I know that have quit smoking. One, you have to really want to quit. You can't quit for anybody. When people, I see all these online talking about, if I get 100 likes, then my dad's going to quit smoking on my Facebook. That's crap, dude. No one's going to quit smoking unless they want to quit smoking. The end. Sorry. I really wanted to quit. I had been wanting to quit for a long time. I just didn't have the willpower, man. I'd go, a couple days and freak out. And it seems like no matter what you do, when you want to quit smoking, there's everybody smoking on TV. All your friends are smoking. Everywhere you go, you smell cigarette smoke. And it's super hard, man. The other thing you can't do also, though, if you really want to quit smoking, you can't blame anybody else. You can't be like, well, I was going to quit, but then my kids stressed me out, or my wife, or whoever, you can't blame other people because of your failures, or what you really want to do or don't want to do. That's why I said it goes back to if you really want to quit or not. So for me, I found the best time, and the time that worked for me is, first of all, I did really want to quit. I was kind of tired of doing it. I was tired of spending that much money. And that's the other thing, man, is you figure the average pack of cigarettes, $5 a pack now. All right. And most people, I smoked a pack a day. I didn't smoke, a pack every once in a while or whatever. That's the other thing. If you're only smoking a pack every 3 or 4 days, just quit. Just be done with it. You're going to thank yourself whenever you get older in your 30s and 40s. And just stop. And don't do the whole, well, I only smoke when I drink or whatever. No one starts out smoking cigarettes thinking that they're going to become addicted, okay? No one sets out going, oh, well, I'm going to become addicted when I smoke. No, everybody just starts drinking and having a cigarette here and there and doing whatever. You don't plan on becoming addicted. Well, when you're smoking every once in a while, when you're drinking, you're going to freaking get addicted, okay? The more you do it, the more you're going to need it. So just word of advice, if you're only smoking when you're drinking, just stop fucking smoking when you're drinking. Besides the fact it's getting to where it's really not that attractive anymore to see girls, like hot girls, light up. Because you don't realize how much you smell when you go home, your clothes and stuff, and your breath is really bad. So, like I was saying, man, $5 a day, that's 7 days a week, man. You don't take a break. It ain't a work week. You know what I mean? It ain't 5 days a week. You smoking 7 days a week, man. That's $140 a week at $5 a week. So think about what you get with that. You damn near basically get a motorcycle if you wanted to. I mean, you can get a bike for $140 a month payment. Anyway, besides the point. So what worked for me is I quit when I was sick. Man, I was just sick as a dog. I just didn't feel like smoking cigarettes. It worked for me. I'd get to where I'd smoke like half a cigarette and I just put it out and I just didn't feel like smoking. So I said, you know what? This is the time that I'm going to quit smoking. Put the cigarette down, asked, anybody who was around me to please not smoke around me. I had roommates at the time, and I was like, hey man, I know this is your house too, but could you please go outside? I'm really, really going to try to do this. And they were cool. I mean, because I was lucky though. I had cool friends that were my roommates. So It wasn't like I was dealing with strangers. They totally respected it. Went outside, struggled through it, man. Your brain does stupid, tricky things to you. Your brain says things like, hey, how about, you just kind of give in every once in a while, and, this is hard. It's actually harder to quit smoking cigarettes than it is to quit doing heroin. It's a proven fact. So my body would be like, hey, man, why don't you just quit smoking and don't buy any. But if you really, really want one, just borrow one. Can't do it. Can't give in. I even tried I'd buy a pack of cigarettes, and I'd put my cigarettes in my car. I put my lighter in some other room to where I'd have to go outside and hunt for them. Get my lighter, go get my cigarettes so I could smoke outside. And you'll get back into the repetition of just going, screw it, I'm just going to bring my cigarettes back inside and smoke when I want. So I made it clear that I wasn't going to cheat. I wasn't going to borrow a cigarette here and there. I wasn't just going to not buy them and bum them. And then your brain gets crazy, dude. Your brain starts, because, you've got this space in your head now that used to be filled with nicotine, and it's not there anymore. And your brain goes, hey, well, how about you just take a hit here and there, man? Just take a drag. That's all you got to do. Just take a drag. And you'll struggle with these things. And I was like, no. I just decided to say no. What really, really helped me was something called Australian chewing sticks. They're filled with tea tree oil. You can get them at natural food stores and stuff. They're like toothpicks. But the harder you bite them, the hotter they get. And I just chew those and just try to keep my mind off of it. The bad news is, and this is going to be a downer for a lot of people, I know a lot of people don't want to hear this, I gained a lot of weight. A lot of weight, man. I spent more freaking money on Ben & Jerry's ice cream than I ever did on cigarettes. You will eat, you will munch, you'll grab candy, everything becomes, because it's not just smoking, man. It's the fixation of having something in your mouth, having something in your hand, and you'll eat. I gained 75 pounds, man, when I quit smoking cigarettes, which was probably because at the time I was lifting, I was pretty active, and started eating crap, started eating junk. But I mean, you can always take that off later. Kind of harder for me because I'm older. But I don't regret it. I don't regret not smoking now. You don't realize how bad you smell, or your breath gets, or your clothes. So yeah, it's hard. And then your cravings will go down. They will, I promise. They will subside more and more each month. Like the third month, I don't know why. Like I was fine for like the first, month. It was a struggle, and I'd have badass cravings, but then it went away. And the third month, for some reason, for me, was just ultra bad. Like I was freaking out, man. My cravings just didn't seem to go away for like an hour. It was everything that I could do to not freak out on somebody. But now, do you still get cravings after 10 years? This is a question that not a lot of people seem to answer. Yes, you do. But are they like the hour-long crazy craves that you used to get when you first quit? Hell no, man. Hell no. Like, if I walk into a tobacco store, and there's, like, cigarettes smelling everywhere, yeah, it'll start kicking that old feeling back in my head. You know what I mean? Like, oh, these all smell really good, and I really want a cigarette. But as soon as I walk out, they're over. Your cravings, if you do ever have a cigarette craving after you've been off of it for 6 or 7 months, they're going to be like 4 minutes, 3 or 4 minutes, and as soon as you take your mind remotely off of it, it's kind of like the hiccups, you know what I mean? Like you want it, and then as soon as you don't think about it, you don't want it anymore, and it doesn't stick with you. Dude, I still have dreams, though, that I smoke cigarettes in my sleep, you know what I mean? And that's another thing you're going to deal with. You're going to be fucking laying in bed, sleeping, you're going to wake up and be like, oh, I can't believe I smoked, I've been doing so good, and you're like, oh man, I was dreaming. So, and these are the kind of chemicals that are in cigarettes, man, to make you dream about doing it. So, but I smoked for 16 years and quit. So, you can do it, And then what I've also noticed is, like, I have friends who stopped smoking, but they smoke the electronic cigarettes or whatever, and they've been smoking those for 4 or 5 years, man. So, Is it better? Yeah, it's better. You know, it's a better alternative than smoking real cigarettes, but you're still smoking. You know, that's like saying, you know, I went from being a 4 cc heroin addict to a 1 cc heroin addict. You know, it's you're still doing heroin. It's you know, and that's the same way with smoking. You know, you can't also say, well, I'm just not gonna smoke a lot of cigarettes. I'm just gonna cut back on cigarettes. You know, I'll go from smoking a whole pack to a half pack, and then just try to knock my way down. You'll never be able to knock your way down. You just won't. You can't do it with that. With cigarettes, you can't go from smoking a whole pack a day to a half pack, and then a quarter pack, and then splitting a cigarette. It just doesn't work that way. Your body just will say, "Hey, no, screw you. We need cigarettes every day, and you've been chopping me down more and more. Now I'm going to need more doses." Because your body will do that. It won't get used to smaller amounts. You just have to stop. So, you know, don't cheat. And here's a weird thing for me is I was never really a big menthol smoker. So whenever, it's probably about 4 months after I quit, I was drinking, you know, I'm with friends and they're all smoking cigarettes. And someone's like, hey, you know, want to hit of this menthol? And I'm like, actually, yeah, maybe that'll make my cravings quit, because maybe it'll check me. You know what I mean? Because I never smoked menthols and I always hated them. So I took a big drag off this menthol, and first and foremost, you get dizzy. You feel sick, usually when you hit a regular cigarette. And I didn't with the menthol. Like, it went down smooth. It tasted really good. It like automatically, like, I felt like I was fixed for a minute. So they're ultra dangerous, and that's why I'm saying do not cheat. Don't go like 3 months without smoking, and then at a party when your friend's smoking a cigarette, say, hey, can I get a bump off that, and smack it, because you might feel dizzy and sick for a second, but at the same time you're going to feel that nice, you know what I mean, relief. So don't cheat. I recommend not getting the electronic cigarettes. I recommend you quit when you want to quit, and quit when you're sick. It's the best time to do it, because some of those people are sick for a couple weeks, man. That's a couple weeks head start of not smoking, because you don't really want to freaking smoke anyway when you're sick. And go cold turkey, man, and find substitutes. Food was mine. I wish it wasn't, but, you know, get a hobby. Don't stir on it. Don't hang out with a lot of people, even if they're your friends, that smoke. Ask them to go outside. Ask them to walk around the block. Ask your friends not to smoke in your cars. Just keep yourself away from it. Those tea tree oil toothpicks were awesome for me. Get those. You can get them at any health food store. And if you really, really, really you can't hold on to it anymore, a lot of smoke shops will have non-nicotine cigarettes. They're actually filled with marshmallow and some other stuff. And I'm not saying that's good for you to inhale, but like when worse comes to worse, man, and you feel like you just need to take a drag of something, it helps. So good luck to you, man. If you have any questions, put them in the bottom, man. Try to answer them. I appreciate you watching. Shab out.